And if you need anything, a drink or coffee, just let me know. I'll stop for you. We'll be taking a ride down to start off the Edgewood area because of what's been going on down there.
All right, folks, good evening, everybody. Once again, streets of Cranston with Sergeant Corvesi. This is episode 3, Cranston PD Live. I've already learned from Facebook, they said this is one of the, if not the #1 top news show on Facebook Watch. And this is just episode 3.
Getting good. Getting good. Stop this car. Car came back now registered.
Okay. Oh, wow.
You can walk up too.
Yeah. All right, folks, here we go. How's your driving history? Good? I'll be right back, okay? What do we got?
So she has, it looks like the registration was expired. It's not suspended. It's registered to the vehicle, but it's expired. Looks like she just forgot to renew it, which happens, you know. Sometimes they don't get the mail from the DMV. She seems very, very nice. I'm gonna check her driving history.
Folks, you're watching Cranston PD Live. Share that you're watching. We're on Route 10 right now. Sergeant Corvesi. First stop of the night.
She's got nothing. Seems like. So generally, I just check, make sure they're not a wanted person, check the status of the registration of the license. But you'd be surprised how many people you pull over for the most minor of offenses, and it turns into something significant.
Folks, good evening.
She was this woman was very respectful upon approach, so she has nothing on her driving history. I'm just gonna give her a verbal warning on this. It's like I said, it's something. It often happens with when people either don't get the mail from the DMV, they don't change their address, or you know, just life gets in the way. It's just an expired. They have to renew their registration, which they could easily do online.
She seemed very cooperative.
Very, very nice lady.
Had her license registration ready to go.
Yep. That's all we asked for. Hands visible, license registration good to go.
Pulled right over.
That's all we asked for. Safe location too. It looked like she, tried to move over to a safe location as possible.
Once again, you're watching Cranston PD Live. It is Juan. We're with Sergeant Corvesi. Pulled someone over on a expired registration.
It looks like your registration just lapsed. So what you could do is when you get home, just go online and renew it. You can renew it from you go on the line at the DMV database. Okay. All right. You're welcome. Have a good night. Okay.
Folks, and it's as simple as that. Please share that you're watching Des Juan. Thursday night.
On to the next.
What should someone do like that when they're pulled over? What are the important things?
Well, first thing is try to pull over to a safe location. Don't drag it out. Don't wait 2 miles to pull over because then the officer's going to think it's going to turn into a car chase.
Do some people do that?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
A lot of people, especially when they know they're close to their residence, like to. Hold on a second. That's 11.
That's 11.
For some reason, that G5 Route 10 South in Garfield, that's me. I don't know why it assigned to 7. Can you put me on it and clear it out? Like I said, best thing is to pull over to a safe location, especially on the highway.
Yeah.
You see a lot that troopers have a lot of accidents because, it's dangerous pulling people over on the highway. It's a very significant risk.
It is.
Pull over to a safe location, reasonable distance away from the initiation of the stop, hands visible, and just, officer approach the car, license, registration, insurance, please. Yes, there you go. Is there a reason why I'm being pulled over? Yep, the reason why I'm being pulled over is
Definitely there is advice pulling for the front there by head fitness. Way in the parking lot.
Oftentimes,
People are close to their residence, they just then try to get home.
yeah. Oftentimes, for some reason, the people think the residence is goo, and that's not the case.
Meaning they're safe there?
They're safe. It's not the case.
It's not a game of tag.
No. And like I said,
Right, like every home base,
Yeah,
then you're not in.
this is real life. We're just trying to check what's going on, force motor vehicle code, but we give it a reasonable amount of time before somebody pulls over.
Right.
But the longer it takes raises our awareness and our suspicions of something illegal going on in the car. If somebody's taking a while to pull over, I'm thinking they're trying to hide something illicit.
Yep.
Especially if they're moving around furtively, or they're trying to pick a location where they're going to bail. So these are the things that we think of on the opposite side of the stop.
Let alone that if there's several passengers in the car.
Yes, that definitely raises your alert level. Not like the majority of people you pull over are very nice people that committing minor infractions. But you always got to be alert. Always have to be alert and conscious because at the end of the day, we all have families. We all want to go home safe.
Actually, be on the exit, right next to Webster Bank. Walk to this side.
I'm a very fair person when it comes to that. A lot of us are. The operator's behavior oftentimes will dictate the stop. Most of the time the officers aren't coming out here just to issue tickets. They want to improve driver behavior and improve behavior in the area and deter any activity or illegal or bad driving, if you will. So
Now, last Wednesday night, folks, we were riding with Sergeant Corvesi. It was the night before Thanksgiving. It was a very busy night. And then later on in the night, all hell broke loose.
that's a good way to put it.
Wow. How did that call come in?
So it was pretty convoluted. I believe initially it came in as multiple people had been shot, with the suspects that had broken into the house in the area of Smith Street. So that's how it initially came in. And it came in as officers were coming onto the shift and leaving the shift. So it was a hectic time. And then there was information about a subject that had been pistol whipped on the scene.
Whoa.
So it was very, that, you know, talk about an adrenaline rush. There's no other way to get an adrenaline rush like that.
Now, what about when you arrived on scene?
So when we arrived, we established a crime scene because there were casings on the ground. But at the time, we didn't honestly know what was going on because there were people yelling and screaming. We were trying to get that figured out. We were trying to get some information from the victims, but they were all, you know, as you would imagine, hysterical, you know, yelling, screaming, and some of which were uncooperative. But so we had to focus on the house because we didn't know if there were any suspects in it at the time until we did a protective sweep of the residence. So we had to secure the house, secure the crime scene, and we located an additional vehicle around the corner that had also been shot that was driving in the area. So we had a you know, multiple crime scenes, a large-scale incident with a lot of moving parts. You know, the incident had originated in Seekonk,
right,
with a kidnapping.
Wow.
That can be Christmases or legends.
Oh, she's waiting again. Okay. So it originated in Seekonk with a kidnapping.
Right.
The victim was pistol whipped and brought into his own vehicle.
Wow.
Sounds like the suspects kidnapped him into his own vehicle. Sorry about that. Then they forced him into the vehicle, drove him back to the residence on Smith Street, which they attempted to force entry into the house, made their way in. Altercation ensued where gunshots were fired inside and outside of the residence between the people that reside in the residence and the suspects who kidnapped the victim, male suspect. And one person was hit by gunfire in the head from the residence. They suffered a minor wound. Another vehicle was hit that was driving in the area. And yeah, the victims were known to us, and the people involved, they were known to us from previous incidents.
Yep.
It's definitely it was a targeted incident.
Yep. Was the victim that was shot in the head, was he out in the street when you guys pulled up?
He was.
Yes. Wow.
He was talking with us. He didn't have a, you know, thank God he skimmed him. Looked like a grazing on the back of his head.
Wow.
You know, by luck, he didn't get hit bad, but that could have been a very, very, very bad situation. It was.
Yeah. And then I think on Thanksgiving Day, then one of the vehicles was then found in the river in Pawtucket.
Yes.
Yeah.
One vehicle, I believe, was tracked from coming in Rhode Island, 95 north at a high rate of speed, and ended up being located, and the people inside of it bailed on police.
Wow.
And then the another vehicle was obviously, we saw that on the news, was located in Pawtucket, dumped in the water. So that investigation is obviously, that's a complex investigation that's ongoing. I know our detectives are very, very deep into that investigation.
Then you had the car on the scene where I think someone had been inside the house and they had a child in the car.
Yes.
They were trying to drive away, but they had actually been inside the house.
Yes, that is correct. There were children there. There was a lot of people in the residence. It was hectic because the people involved, unfortunately, they had preconceived, you know, that they wanted street justice, and that's what it seemed like. That's why they weren't cooperating. But you know, we still have to do our part, because although they don't want to cooperate, or they didn't want to cooperate at the time, there's all the people in this area. We need to make sure this area is safe.
Right.
You know, and this city's safe.
And that was basically turned into like a gun battle right here out on the street.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Folks, again, it's Cranston PD Live. We're riding once again Sergeant Corvese. And Sergeant, many times people don't recognize that many times police run up to people that won't cooperate.
Yes, and we get it. Like, it's a hectic situation. The victims are still trying to figure out what's going on. Somebody was shot. It's very, very hectic. Emotions are high, but the more information we can get initially, the better, because we can broadcast that information to surrounding agencies and get the right resources we need to locate the suspects, or what have you.
And when they don't cooperate, is that a lot of times, oh, I didn't see anything, I didn't hear anything, I didn't, they're Sergeant Schultz almost.
Yeah, it's, you see that a lot in gang or drug-related activity where people don't want to cooperate because they want to handle it themselves. But that's just obviously not the way to go.
No. Street justice.
Yeah, it's
58 Franklin
terrible.
Street.
Terrible, because it never ends good.
No.
Could you speak with the 89-year-old landlord?
And even if someone had come into a home and assault, even still, they still will not. They're going to handle it themselves.
Yes, more than likely. That we don't want that. That's not the way to do things. It's not law and order, but
No.
What is that guy doing?
Cold for a bike.
Yeah. So there's some people already over here in the state with some patrol officers in this area, focusing on this area, directing enforcement.
I grew up in this area. There's these streets. There's action.
It's a nice area.
Well, it can be.
Yeah, it can be. It can be.
Now, also, cannabis announced its recreational marijuana now legal in Rhode Island, and that could certainly set off a busy couple of days.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of confusion on the part of a lot of the citizens that are still trying to get acclimated to it. Because if you think, this is something that's been illegal for a long time, or at least decriminalized. It recently was decriminalized, but now it's, the sales are legal, and a lot of people, a lot of older people too, are still just can't grasp that idea. And like I said, tonight we fielded a few calls for it, with in regards to people smoking and the areas that they were smoking, they cannot do it, and it's just going to take some getting used to.
And am I understanding they think like, hey, they're not supposed to be able to do it in such and such a place, but as you were saying earlier, it's almost like cigarette smoking now.
Correct, because initially, a few years back, maybe 10 years ago, you would smell somebody smoking marijuana, and you would initially think that it's illegal, it's against the law, it's an arrestable offense, and now it's just completely legal. And I think, like I said, a lot of the older people are still trying to grasp that idea. Somebody called in earlier tonight, and they smelled marijuana, and they thought immediately that the person could get arrested, and it's not like that anymore.
Wow. Now, what about Sergeant Cavesi pulling? Well, now if you pull over a vehicle and it smells of cannabis, there's not necessarily that they broke the law, unless I don't know. Can they smoke it as they drive?
They cannot smoke and drive. Okay. That's driving under the influence.
Okay.
That's going to be a uphill battle going forward. I can already see that.
Yeah.
But we have what's called drug recognition experts. We have, I believe, 8 in our department, and which is a lot, and we have 70 throughout the state that can, just like any officer can pull somebody over for driving under the influence, and they can bring them into police custody for that, based on their standardized field sobriety test. But then the drug recognition experts, like myself, we would be called in to do a more complex investigation if the subject, submits to it.
Now, if someone's been drinking and driving, and you pull them over, that you have the experience to be able to tell someone's impaired.
Correct.
If someone smells of marijuana, maybe you could. But what about these people that are eating these edibles?
It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be tough to. It's going to be an uphill battle. Basically, if you pull somebody over and they look like or they act like they're under the influence and they're driving, they're going left of center, driving slow, headlights are off, displayed some type of cognitive inability, you could pull them over and have them do SFSTs. This is, standardized field sobriety tests. Anybody could do that. Now, where the drug recognition expert would come in is if their results on the standardized field sobriety test doesn't match up to the way they've been acting and driving.
Okay.
So then it would require further investigation, maybe even blood testing. It's going to be different going forward. I'm sure a lot of these cases are going to start coming up more and more. It's new right now, but I'm sure more case law will be established on it as well.
And 1458 Park Ave is LA Village. Yeah.
Someone, there's been a lot of stories in the news of vehicles going into homes and buildings. I wonder if that's related to.
Yeah, I think it could be related to marijuana because it often you lose concentration while you're smoking marijuana, from what I've learned, and I also think that
during the day.
Yeah. I think it has to do with that. It could be due to we also at the same time we're fighting a opiate epidemic, and people are still using narcotics, unfortunately, that cause them to go in and out of consciousness and go on, quote unquote, on the nod. So it could be part and due to that, or on the other side of the spectrum, it could be texting and driving and just everybody wants to be on their phone. Everybody wants to check Instagram. Everybody wants to watch One After Dark.
That's right.
Everybody's on their phone. So
folks, pull over and watch it.
So I think it has to do with that. We're very distracted. We're in a very distracted era of because technology and communication takes over people now.
Right.
For good or bad,
Now, folks, again, we're on Park Avenue in Cranston. We're riding once again. Sergeant Corbase. It's Thursday night. Please share that you're watching. Once again, this is episode 3 now of Cranston PD Live. Now, there's another Cranston police officer taking a right at the light.
There's a lot of us out right now. A lot of us out tonight.
Cranston residents like that.
Okay. All right, move to Harborshoot.
You were mentioning last Thursday, Wednesday night into Thursday morning. That was a long one.
That was a long night. When you get a situation like that, it's all hands on deck. Everybody comes together from the police department perspective as a team to, try to navigate the scene, navigate the investigation, and everybody ends up getting roles and priorities. And like I said, it was a very complex investigation with a lot of moving parts. And just because it was Thanksgiving doesn't mean we're gonna throw in the towel.
No.
We're 24/7, 365.
And just to follow up, how was the birthday celebration?
Oh, it was great. It was great. Everybody came over and made a mess of my house. I loved it.
Fantastic. Good.
It was great.
Folks, again, 6:40 on this Thursday night. Patriots are playing tonight against Buffalo. It's the Thursday night game. Do things sometimes slow down when there's like a Patriots game?
Yeah, they do actually. A lot of people are inside. They're watching the game, so then there's not as many people on the road. I would say right now is probably going to be the most amount of traffic on the road.
Yep.
But then once the game is over, you'll see patrons leaving establishments, and it'll pick up again. We will have DUI enforcement out on the road tonight. So,
How did it go, DUI enforcement, the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving?
That was, to be honest, that was, from what I heard, statewide, it was a success. In Cranston, we had a lot of our resources were focused on that investigation on Smith Street.
Right.
Like I said, initially, we did have DUI officers out there enforcing motor vehicle violations and so on and so forth. But a lot of the resources that we had at the time were focused on Smith Street, and then, you know, at the same time, just because one big incident's happening doesn't mean we don't have other things happening in the city. So it's a lot of management of personnel to cover the city and make sure everybody's taken care of. Go down to the Cranston Street area. Usually pretty busy over there.
Yep. Now, Sergeant Covesi, what about the porch pirates? That's continues to be a growing problem, especially during the holiday season.
Yeah, a lot of activity like that. The crimes of opportunity, and a lot of people going into vehicles. Best recommendation I can have is don't leave any valuables in the vehicles. Lock your cars at night, because there's unfortunately people out there that will, you know, try to open doors of cars, and if they get in, they're gonna take what they want. So, unfortunately, but that's definitely a crime of opportunity as well.
The other night on Broad Street, a mother left the car running and then ran into a liquor store with a 3-year-old in the back.
Yeah, that was in Providence, right? We heard that come in.
Why? How often does that happen? People leave a car running and then the car gets stolen. That's a good way to help a car thief.
That's the second one I've seen.
Wow.
They both were out of Providence.
Yes.
We haven't had anything like that.
Good.
Not to recent memory or knowledge, but that's a bad situation. That is a bad situation.
207.
As a parent, you can't.
Seems totally avoidable, though.
Yes.
Ongoing issue.
Yes.
And you can see the child's asleep, so they figure, all right, I'll just leave them in there. But
Yeah, that's just. You can't
but the
do
car
that.
running.
No, you can't do that. You got to think about what's the worst case scenario, and just to try to avoid it. It's unfortunate we live and think like that, but you can't. You know, especially a kid that's helpless and can't help themselves. And I get it. You know, the parent the kid was probably sleeping, or there's a couple guys over there on traffic stop right now. We're gonna go stop our own cars though. Were you on the scene over there?
I was not. No, I was covering the homeless at the State House.
Oh, they had a protest, right?
Yeah. But there was an incident not long ago again. Right, these people that leave the car running while there's a child asleep in the car. I understand they think, you know, whether it be for the heat or the air conditioning, but it is not worth it.
Yeah, that's definitely not worth it.
In Providence, that was a good Samaritan that then followed the stolen car.
Thank God, and that's, you know, yes, cars are they're insured in Rhode Island. They should be insured if they're on the road.
Right.
So if you lose a car, see you later.
Right.
A kid,
I don't see any abandoned vehicles in this area. Any?
Careful.
Is that also people that leave their cars unlocked in their driveway and then people break into the cars at night?
Yeah, that happens often. When people they'll walk down the street, you know, a quiet street, try car doors, and then, you know, if they get a car door to open, they'll go in. You know, there's some cars that are popular with like Toyota Camrys, Honda Accords. Those are popular cars where people easily can get a key. You know, if it's not remote. If it's not remote, to stop the car and steal it too. So.
Is that 15 or 50?
50.
Yep.
Folks, again, you're watching Cranston PD Live. Thumbs up for our Cranston police out there, folks. If you're a Cranston resident, we are riding once again along with Sergeant Corvisi on this cold Thursday night, December 1st. Recreational marijuana now legal in Rhode Island. Proceed with caution. What about the rest of the Thanksgiving weekend? Sometimes families getting together can lead to domestic problems.
Yep, domestic disturbances or a lot of mental health calls. People, there have been a significant amount of mental health calls, but fortunately we have a. I'm not sure if any other departments of the state have it. There may be out there, but we have a crisis intervention team that say we're going to a house, 123 A Street, and we're going to this house, time and time, and the person every time we go there. For normal patrol, it seems like they're suffering from some type of mental health illness or, something that as a general patrol we can't offer them help. Well, or sufficient help to get them from, repeating calls to the police. Well, we'll call the crisis intervention team, or we'll, relay this information to them, and they'll respond out with a clinician oftentimes and try to get them the help and resources they need. Especially, you see this a lot during the holiday season where people are lonely or don't have, family or they have mental health issues. That's something that we're it's very important that we have that, and I think that's a great thing that our department has, that our chief implemented. Because I think that's, a lot of the people that call for police sometimes don't necessarily, they need different type of resources.
Right. Seems to be more of that, more awareness of it.
Yes. And I think the chief did a great job with that. He, thinking ahead of the game.
It must be tough sometimes. You go in and you're not sure if what their mental state is.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you see this?
I'm not convinced retail cannabis is going to help that situation.
No, I don't think so. This plate doesn't match.
Right? Folks, again, you're watching.
See the baby on board sticker?
Oh, yeah.
Oftentimes people will do that to avoid getting pulled over.
Oh. Folks, again, you're watching Cranston PD Live. Sergeant Corvisi in action.
It's not stolen? Oh, that's good. That's good. Thank you. Okay. You're working?
Yeah, I keep forgetting my clients don't be gone.
Okay.
Folks, there that you are watching. Thank you for the stars tonight, folks, on this Thursday.
No worries. You gotta clean out that glove box. You got everything but the kitchen sink in there.
I just have to.
Oh, congratulations. Okay. Awesome. All right, hold on 1 second, okay?
S11.
S11.
Main 8557, Robert Queen.
Careful, sir.
So, she is a very nice female. However, she's admitted that she just got her license reinstated today and says, quote, the car is not legit, but it's not stolen, so that is good.
Is that a legal term or police term? Not legit?
That's a street term, so it means oftentimes cars not registered, insured, plates don't match the car. She does have a title though, which is good. So
Well, she got her license back today.
that is good.
Every cloud.
Yep, not registered. S11 on 2.
S11.
1051, please.
10-4. It'll be Arlington.
10-4, thank you. So the car's not registered, not insured. Plates don't match the car, so she's going to be cited and the car's going to get towed. You know, and this is a situation where she knew it. She knowingly was driving this vehicle uninsured, unregistered, with the plates not matching it.
Not legit.
So, and as nice as she is, and I get it, you know, I'll be honest with you, if the woman was driving and she was about to give birth or something like that, it'd be a different story. This is where discretion comes into play. But when you know this, and you have taxpayers paying their, their taxes on their vehicle, they're paying the insurance monthly, they're registering their car, it's not fair to people like that. But she was very nice. I will give that to her.
Folks, we're going to step away just for a moment. Again, you're watching Cranston PD Live. You're seeing Sergeant Corvesi. Good evening, everybody. It is Juan on this chilly Thursday night. Well, hey, either we're going to have rules or we're not going to have rules. Folks, I hope you are enjoying again. This is each week now. This is episode number 3, and we're going to be riding along with Cranston Police, which, as you can see, the efforts they go to protect the city, patrol the city. They are our frontline, urban frontline of defense. So you can share this, send stars to support it, and we're going to watch it all play out in real time. That's right. Folks, give an idea. We are right obviously in Cranston. Juana's not breaking any news on that front. 6:58. Folks, again, good evening. We're coming up on 7 o'clock in the east. You're watching Cranston PD Live. We are once again out. Sergeant Cordesi. We have a vehicle. We'll let him explain again. Correct. Cranston Street. Cranston. Thursday night, December 1st. Cannabis now sold in Rhode Island. All right, let's follow up. Looks like Sergeant Cordesi is going to go back and speak with the driver. This is episode number 3, Cranston PD Live. We are in Cranston, on Cranston Street, with the Cranston police. All right, folks, let's follow and see what happens.
All right, come here for a second. I go to the paperwork. So, do you have anybody that can pick you up? Have somebody that can pick you up? You guys were not there, right? You feel somebody?
But, like, why is
That's right. I can film this way, ma'am.
not registered.
Oh my god.
It's not registered, not insured. The plate's don't even match it.
Why didn't I tell you now that when I got pulled over last time, you let me know?
It's not registered. I don't want you on the road anymore. I don't know how much they're going to charge you. I can't do it. I don't know exactly how much they're going to charge you. They don't.
What do you want me to fight this cop that he can't tow it to the house? He can't tow it to the house.
We cannot tow it to the house.
He did say I can't tow it to the house.
The car's not registered. It's not legit. There's no proof of it.
Last time I got pulled over with the same shit, they told me to my house.
I don't know what the policy is.
And it was a state police on the highway.
I'm not trying to argue with you, right?
I'm not trying to argue with the things I'm on the house. I got friends at the house by themselves. All I said was something to ask them to get down.
I'm willing to help you out. Get you right back.
All right, I can't afford it.
There's your stuff down. Right? Here's a citation, right? This is for unregistered vehicle and no insurance, okay? You do the citation. I can't hold, unfortunately, okay? But, like I said, if God forbid I let you go and you get into a car accident and you trust somebody, right?
They do these things because they're on camera or I'm just not understanding because any other time I get pulled over, they don't take my car. They tow it to the house.
You always drive unregistered.
I don't. The last time I got pulled over, I only took the car for like 3 months. Last time I got pulled over with the
So
car.
you're driving without registering for 3 months.
No, I haven't. I just really started working. My son's only 4 months. I just got back from maternity.
I understand that. It's not easy time. I get it. That's my fucking job. But the car, like, what? How fair is that to other people, right?
It's not fair at all, but
over here, push it with the griddle.
the last time I got pulled over was like 2 weeks ago. The dude told me, don't drive it. He told me to my house. It was a state police.
He told you not to drive it, though, right?
How am I supposed to get to work to pay this fucking shit? I just paid fucking almost $400 today at the fucking courthouse. Like, I don't got just money to be thrown away.
I get you. I do. But
They got it told. They got it told. Can someone bring me to McDonald's so I can bring this food to my clients?
yeah, I'll have something. They're not going to bring you to McDonald's and bring you down to the. They'll bring you to one or the other.
Can I pay the money right now to take it off the tow yard?
Listen, hold on. I feel bad. I see you do something. If you want to pay them, right, and they bring it to your house, that is fine, okay? However, if they say no, that's it. That's not nice. You got
They're
it?
not going to say no.
Okay. But the plate's I'm taking the plate from the car 'cause it's not legit, okay? And the car can't go back on the road until the car cannot go back on the road until it's registered, all right?
Folks, share that you're watching. Here we go. Cranston PD Live. It is Juan It is Thursday night.
Just hang with for the tow truck.
Hang with them.
Folks, it is Juan. We've got a third officer arriving on the scene.
My baby stuff is, I just had a baby. Like, my baby stuff is in the car. I can't afford to get my car towed. They used to want the junkyard, like, the October. I can't afford it. Like, last time I got the baby, they told me something.
Folks, here comes the tow truck.
If they want to do it, I'm fine with that. Okay? All right? So you got the stroller back there, the 50 stuff. I understand.
Folks, please share that you're watching. Again, this is Cranston PD Live, Episode 3. Once again, riding with Sergeant Corvisi. If you enjoy this programming, feel free to send stars to support our efforts.
How are you? Good.
Folks, you're looking live. Cranston, Rhode Island. This is Juan on the scene. Cranston PD Live, episode 3. We're with Sergeant Cortese. Who's on a motor scooter tonight? Oh, looks like we got an ATV now. Car is unregistered and uninsured.
Once they expired, like, or they're not even registered, but not even active since, I don't know, dinosaurs rolled me up. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna get a ride for my dog.
Have to have the money to bring it back up here. It's going to happen. It's not twice for the phone. What's the address? $3110.
So I can give you that now?
Sure.
Just drop the
Yeah,
car?
that's fine. You have to be ready.
No problem. Depending on you guys to bring me back to work. So just use my car. That's how cheap is that? I have to go to McDonald's for this, though.
We're not going to do this all night. We got to do.
I know, but you took my car. I gotta feed my clients.
Your clients aren't, unfortunately, are not a problem, okay?
They're my issue, so I gotta go.
I'm willing to have them bring you back, okay? And then you can talk to them. We're going to end up leaving. I mean, we can't just do this all night.
I'll just go with you.
No Uber, thank you. You know what? Throw these back in.
Hello. 11's all set.
That's 11.
That's 11.
Tow as a vehicle will be 10-8.
Cancel.
Just sign me a 2680 OF, please.
Cancel.
Oh, man. Can never do enough for people. Never do enough.
Could you recap just what took place?
Yeah, so that woman initially started out very polite, very nice. And I get it, you know, she's, you know, financially might be going through a tough time, but she admitted that she just got her license back today. admitted that the vehicle was quote-unquote not legit. Therefore, the car was not registered, not insured. Then she admitted that she's been pulled over multiple times before by either state police or another agency and warned about the vehicle not being registered or issued citations for such. And then admitted that she's been driving it for 3 months unregistered knowingly. But then when I told her that she had a citation, the car was being towed because of the violations that she was committing. She had initially made it seem like as if it was the police's fault. You know, sometimes you just gotta, you know, I don't know, take ownership or responsibility for stuff. And I felt bad. I tried to, you know, initially we were going to tow the car back to the impound lot because it was unregistered, and she lives in Pawtucket, and you know, I helped her out with the fact that I was allowing the tow truck driver to impound it, tow it back to her mother's address and right down the street, just over line to Providence. So, you know, because when I did an inventory search of her vehicle, which we do to make sure there's no valuable items that are going to be, you know, towed away or anything like that. I saw there was a baby stroller and some baby things in there, and I have kids. I have a
Right.
I'm an understanding person. I'm
Yes.
not unrealistic, but there's also laws that just because you know you have kids, or just because you have this or that, doesn't mean you could just go out and, you know, the laws don't apply.
Coast to Coast Promotional Products, 1081 Pontiac Ave, the alarm.
The tow truck operators seem very efficient.
Yes,
204,
they're very good. Our city tow trucks are relatively quick. They come fast, and most of the times because it's either a car accident that's in a bad location or, you know, a busy street, and they try to get there quick just because of this. Like, for example, she pulled over to the side of the road, but people that are going by are rubbernecking most of the time, and they want to slow down, and it causes an issue.
And what about the other officer that came and
Yeah, so I had her come just in the event that we needed to transport that female to you know, initially I told her that we were to give her a transport to Phoenix Avenue to help her out, but she wanted us to bring her to McDonald's first and then to Phoenix Avenue, so that we're not going to tie up resources for that. We'll help her out to get her where she needs to go, but
what was she going to order at McDonald's?
I don't know. I don't know.
Folks, again, you're watching Cranston PD Live. It is Juan.
And 204, you can cancel.
We're riding along once again. Sergeant Corvesi, please share that you are watching.
You know, in comparison to that first traffic stop of the evening, that woman, her registration was expired, but had just expired, and she had no idea of it. This vehicle that we had just stopped was not registered. The plates don't even match the vehicle. No insurance. No inspection sticker. There's nothing legit about the vehicle. It just seems like that they bought the car in a private party sale a while ago, threw a couple plates on and said, "This is it. I'm taking it. This is my ride."
That car needs to be registered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Registered, insured, inspected.
Yeah.
Anything. All the laws apply. Because, you know, and God forbid, now that
Right. You said, what if she gets in an accident?
she gets into an accident and crushes somebody, it's not fair, A, to that person that's the victim of the car accident, because that vehicle shouldn't even be on the road in the first place.
Yep.
And then, secondly, those plates don't come back to that car, so in a police perspective, trying to locate that vehicle for investigation purposes, if it was a hit and run or something, or used in a crime, it's just, you know, it's another hurdle.
How often does that happen? Sometimes vehicle is bought third party and then they just slap some plates on it. That at the very beginning of the year, that happened with the Olivia Passaretti case.
Yes, it's unfortunately during COVID it heightened because the DMV had you know, there was some the deadlines for registering the vehicle and such were extended, and there was a lot of stuff that, you know, temporary registration placed a lot of issues with that. It happens often, unfortunately, with people, you know, grabbing a couple plates or plates of the old car or plates that aren't even come back to anything. They just haven't been registered in so long, and they slap them on a car that they get in a private party sale, and that's it.
Well, sir. Be careful,
Like I said, it's a hurdle for us. For, say the car's used in a crime. Okay, well, the plates that are obtained or used, they don't come back to that vehicle, so that's another hurdle we have to go off of. Or, if somebody's involved in a car accident, that car takes off. It's harder for us to catch them. It's just a lot of issues with that.
Folks, we are on Park Avenue. Again, you're watching Cranston PD Live.
I'm understand. Like I said, if that person had just bought the car, 5 days ago, 10 days ago, and said, you know what, just bought this car on Craigslist. Here's the paperwork. Here's the bill of sale. Here's, yes, these plates aren't registered to it yet. I'm trying to get to the DMV. I get it. Everybody in this, nobody likes going to the DMV. I get it.
But
you gotta, when you're knowingly driving around, it's not registered. It's not legit. Gallivanting around. That can't happen.
it's also not fair to the other motorists.
No, of course not. You, I, anyone.
Special shout out to the birthday girl.
Little peanut. Today's Thursday, right?
Today is Thursday. What does Hunter want to do this weekend?
So we have the official birthday party on Sunday,
Oh, okay.
which is at launch. So we will be doing that.
Wow.
That's it. That's probably have me and Hunter will have a boys' day on Saturday.
I hope they're being good. Santa's watching.
They are. Santa is watching. Elfonus and Shelf is watching as well.
Folks, again, Thursday night. This is our second week, but episode 3 of Cranston PD Live. First episode was last Wednesday night, riding along. Sergeant Corvesi. And then we ended up on Smith Street. That became episode 2 last Wednesday night. It was also big last week at the scene. The chief and also Commander Padalano had a press briefing right there on the street.
Yeah.
Huge. Wildly important for the press.
Absolutely. Well, I think they want to make people aware that that was a targeted incident. There was no safety issues for the surrounding area or the neighbors. It wasn't.
The individuals involved
Yeah, correct.
tend to know each other.
Yes.
Know each other.
Any big scene, right? They'll always come to stuff like that. Just like the subjects that were in the B&E.
Yes.
They went into the woods and into the river. The command staff they're very, very good with that. They always come to those incidents. They help out. They help out a lot.
Yep.
Sometimes it's questions you need to, game plan stuff, and it's always good for that.
Well, it make decisions in real time.
Yes. And a lot of those decisions and those type of incidents, every decision you make in this field is very important, very critical, and very open to critique. A lot of Monday morning quarterbacking. So we always want to try to get every decision right. We're human. We're not perfect, but we try to give it our best effort for everything we do.
Time after this, 209, 10-8, put myself in the 215.
On Smith Street, it was interesting because you could see everyone trying to collaborate to try to put together what happened, even though no one was there. That it's like a pieces of a puzzle to put together.
That's what it is. It's a puzzle. You just try to plug in the pieces and solve it. Helps a lot with cooperation.
But it sounds like it was chaos when you first arrived on the scene.
Yeah. People yelling, screaming, people with blood on their face, blood, with towels covering them.
This is casings.
You have casings on the ground.
So it's an active crime scene.
Yeah, you just can't go stomping everywhere. You got to preserve the scene. Now we're worried about people that, unbeknownst to us, the suspects weren't in the house anymore. But we still got to ensure that. You don't want to just take somebody's word for it and then somebody's in the house and blasting rounds off. That's, we have to make sure. The first thing you do is secure life and safety. Secure life, secure safety. Make sure everybody's safe. That's the first thing.
Disregard it. 203. Could you check the alarm at Technic 860 Wellington Ave?
It was heavy gunplay.
Yeah. That's why this
will be front door. 201, can you follow in?
One of the best arrests a police officer can make is a gun arrest, a legal gun arrest. And any cop will tell you that. Any good cop will tell you. There's no better arrest to make than a gun arrest.
Definitely so.
Getting guns off the street is very imperative because the people that use these guns are just, they're very, very emotional, and they use them without forethought, or very quick to take life away. And that's tied with same thing with DUIs. DUIs are very, very good arrests.
How prevalent are the illegal guns on the street?
I honestly, we do a very good job in Cranston of limiting that. I think a lot of the kids know. And this is honest. This is from my prior experiences with investigations, especially with drug investigations. That the people that usually carry the guns, the gangbangers or the kids that are into distribution of narcotics, they won't bring them into Cranston. And if they do, it's few and far between. But they usually, Providence is a lot of issues. Sometimes, a lot of the kids that use these, sometimes, they live in Providence, unfortunately, and they definitely have. It's a very populous city, so they have a lot of issues over there with the gun violence. But they do a really good job over there as well. They got the gun task force. They put their foot down on gun violence. They're very, very good.
The ATVs don't come into Cranston as much either.
No, that got shut down. They won't.
Seems like a zero tolerance.
I have not seen ATVs since March of 2020.
Well, what about that New Year's? Was it a New Year's Day or the situation? Somebody then smashed the back of the.
Smacked the back of the windshield of a officer's cruiser. Then there's checking over here. I like checking the side streets of these neighborhoods, and then ran him over.
Right.
And it's a scary situation to be in with ATVs surrounding and revving their engines, and it looks, on camera, you don't realize how fast those things are going.
Yep.
They're going fast, and they're quickly evasive. Sometimes they're carrying guns.
Oh yeah.
And just knowing that it's just a scary situation. We were able to gather a lot of intelligence on those kids, and a lot of them had a lot of malicious intent. Like that, they went out there and they wanted to cause a ruckus.
Right.
None of them were going out there just because they want to go for a ride.
Right.
They want to cause a ruckus. You know what you're doing. You know when you're driving on the streets on those vehicles, and you're going to cause an issue.
One of them then turned herself in Cranston, was apprehended.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, we put a stop to it. Thank God, because and just imagine, you're a civilian or somebody's a civilian sitting at a red light, and these ATVs are driving, doing wheelies. Or imagine if they're doing a wheelie and you're just coming around, following all the laws and they abiding by all the vehicle code and you accidentally hit one because they're driving recklessly. Now you feel terrible, and it's just nope, no more ATVs.
Plus, when they surround a vehicle, it gets very confrontational.
Yep, very confrontational. Brings in a whole other element of officer safety issues. But our department was very quick to put an end to that. Very good. We had a very good response to that.
If you have a pack of them, how do you decide which one to go after? Because then they're all.
Well,
it's like watching the,
They're very evasive, and it brings
discovery where it's like a pack.
Yep, and it brings in another aspect of public safety where you can't really, you don't want to pursue them because of such the heightened risk, not only to them but to the community, because they're quickly, easily to get away.
And a lot of those bikes are illegal street bikes, right?
Yes. They won't display their registration plates if they have any. A lot of times they would take their plates off if they were going for those rides. So, I mean, come on, why would you do that if you plan on just going for a ride? Even the Hells Angels didn't act like the way they were doing,
Cranston did not have the ATV problem.
No, they came to the city on 2 distinct occasions, and then sometimes they would cut through. But they and I could vividly remember there was one night that me and another friend, another officer, were sitting at the bus turnaround on Broad Street.
Yes.
And they were coming down on Broad Street. Sitting, they saw us at the line, Broad and Montgomery. They turned right back around and went back. They didn't come in.
They know the line.
Yeah, we'd stop it. We would seize them.
Now, there's no dispensary in Cranston, so.
Not to my knowledge yet. No.
Yeah.
It's curious, like we spoke earlier. It's a lot of things up in the air with that, in regards to enforcement of people driving under the influence of marijuana. Even the sale and distribution of marijuana, in large quantities. There's going to be a lot of issues with that going forward, but we'll see. Hopefully, there's more clarification as we learn how this, how everything goes forward.
Getting back the ATVs, that was a major problem in the city of Providence.
Yeah.
Major.
Yeah. I think it's more so a problem there because it's also so condensed there that the police in that city, it's tough for them to, operate their cruisers and, without putting anybody's, life in danger with trying to apprehend them. You've got to use kind of clandestine, tactics to apprehend them. The Elmwood Avenue riot started with the ATVs. That's how it initiated that night.
Revving the engines. Yeah. That was crazy with the smoke. It's loud.
And I remember something had happened where somebody was driving an ATV. They took a driver out of the vehicle. They ended up fighting a driver in a vehicle.
That was on Orange Street.
Yeah.
It was a mother riding with a child, and they took her out and beat her in the street.
Oh my God.
And the person they were looking for surrendered in Cranston, or was apprehended in Cranston, I should say.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's sad stuff.
That made national headlines. The video of the mother being beaten on the side of the street by the ATV drivers. Folks, again, it is Thursday night. It is Juan. We are riding with Sergeant Corvasi. You're watching Cranston PD Live. 7:37 in the east. And just a programming note, if you missed episode 1 or 2, they're both on the Facebook page. You can watch it on demand. And we're trying also different nights and times that make sense.
Go ahead down to the broadsheet area right now, see if there's anything going, any activity down there. Then if there's nothing going on down there, I might head in and do some paperwork.
Sure. Quiet night is not a bad night.
Not a
All
bad night.
Cranston residents should feel good.
But we have a good group of people on patrol right now.
Good.
You know, a lot of people, a lot of go-getters. Our department, you know, we're made up of a great department. Everyone has a niche. Everybody has something that they're very good at. I'm still looking for mine.
Listen to you. Folks, thumbs up for Sergeant Corvisi. But last Wednesday night was an example. At any moment, something breaks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think tonight you see a lot of people are either going to where their destination for the evening for the game.
Yes.
It's a very important game tonight. It's a divisional
Patriot Bills, this is huge.
game. And you'll see it pick up once the game's over. A lot of people will pick up.
Folks, right now we're at the intersection Park and Reservoir. See, also the mayor is still trying to fight the state, trying to put those pallets at Pastore.
Oh, really? I haven't looked into that. I saw some headlines about it, but I haven't read anything.
Mayor Hopkins makes a valid point that Cranston's already doing its part.
Yes. There's a lot that goes into it. A lot of resources get tied up with
Harrington Hall.
yeah. Just the
It's the state's largest men's shelter.
oh yeah, it's there's no doubt about that. It's busy over there especially with our resources. You know, we often go there often, especially the rescues. They're very often.
And some of the individuals there are not strangers to crime.
No. Unfortunately not, but and it sucks. You know, is there a homeless issue? Yes. I wish it could be solved. Is it Cranston's sole issue?
No.
Probably not. I think it's countrywide, it's worldwide.
Yes.
You know.
Although I didn't see any homeless in Poland or Ukraine.
I didn't realize you went
None.
to.
Yes. None.
How was that? Must have been intense.
We're going to save that for episode 4.
Yes. Yes.
Folks, he's modest, but Sergeant Corvesi has a lot of fans out there. Hearing from a number of people. Big fan base.
Fortunately, I'm Cranston, born and raised, and
Yeah.
can't leave the city.
Comes in handy. You know, I also want to just mention to everyone that's watching, during the course, if you have questions, if you send them to me in advance or whenever you think of it, we could do that. I don't want to do it in real time, but we will answer any type of question, send them through direct message, and then we will handle that on another episode. Hey, people off the road on a Thursday night watching the Patriots game is a good thing.
It's a great thing. It's
Yeah.
a great thing. It'll be a
Except
better
for
thing if
after
you win.
the game. It also frees up Sunday.
Yes. Yeah, it's, this happens a lot during the games, though, especially big Patriots games. You would honestly, when Brady was playing with the Patriots,
Yes.
and especially when they were in the playoffs, the road would be dead. Nobody would be on the road.
That's right. Is the tree up yet in the Quavesi home?
That's a good question.
All right.
I think we got to put it.
Or is that a weekend plan?
I think
All
it's a
right.
weekend plan.
Real tree, or are we going with artificial?
We're gonna go with artificial.
All right.
I know.
You have the children.
I have a dog.
Oh, all right. Well, wait a minute.
Look how beautiful that is.
It is. Folks, again, we're going down Park Avenue, we're now in the Edgewood section. Heard from a lot of Cranston residents after last week.
There's been a lot of focus down here.
Yes.
Unfortunately, because of what happened, and I think that's why, knock on wood, it has been. We haven't heard from anything down here, which is good.
Good.
But there's been a lot of directed focus down here.
Because then the next step sometimes can be retaliation.
Yeah, exactly. Nope. There's a lot of focus down here and zero tolerance.
Good. It's also interesting sometimes that there seems to be in not every street, but a lot of neighborhoods, there's always the one house that the police seem to be called to quite a bit.
Yeah, and we try to mitigate that.
Yeah.
That's another example of like a reason for our CIT unit, because there was oftentimes we were going to the same places over and over,
Yep.
but the resources that we were given at the time just fell short of what we could, how we could help them. But the CIT unit has a lot more resources, but a lot of it had to do with mental health. And then you just have sometimes there's just houses or residences that just keep generating calls for service for one reason or another. It may be drug activity, gang violence, whatnot. Like I said, Cranston's a very, very safe city. Few and far between with that. And I think that's why when it does happen, it seems like it's such a significant issue, because we don't have it often. We do, like I said, very zero tolerance with that. We do a great job with enforcing those type of laws and limiting that type of activity.
Know that in another city, when there was a problem at a house, an address, police then released they had been to that residence 77 times in a 2-year period.
That's
Would you consider that a problem house?
That is a problem house, unfortunately. It's a lot, 77 times. It's a lot of police resources. And sometimes those types of, you go to a house like that 77 times, you're tying up an officer who could be focusing on, speeding in a certain area or school zone or so on and so forth, where families and kids live. Some of the smaller issues that affects some of the people living in the neighborhood. Everybody deserves adequate policing everywhere.
Yep. People slowly putting up their Christmas displays.
Yes.
Do you notice more Ring doorbells that have the video cameras?
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that now. S11.
S11.
G5 Mass 85 Lincoln William 72. The Bayview just in from Broad.
Emphasize.
Folks, share that you are watching. It's Juan.
Good, how are you, sir? No, please don't mess your vehicle. Thank you. You got your registration and paperwork for the vehicle? You just bought the car a couple days ago. You have a bill of sale for it? You have a not a bill of sale, a title for it? And insurance? Yeah, because I saw you didn't have the front plate on the car and I ran the back plate. Okay? You have nothing with the VIN on it. I'm opening your door and look at the VIN.
Folks, you're watching Cranston PD Live. We're right off of Broad Street. Please share that you are watching.
Where are you coming from now? Oh, good what? You just going to a chicken spot?
Nah, that's when my friend was
You haven't drank anything tonight?
No, sir.
Okay.
I think the car is not stolen.
Yeah, it's not stolen. You have an odor of alcohol coming from you.
Yeah, you could do a test.
Okay.
I know I'm not smoking.
Okay. Hang tight right here, okay? S11, S6. Go to 3.
On 3.
too early for one?
I don't believe so. Inside right now. Let me call the lieutenant. Can I get back to you in just a few minutes?
10-4.
Thank you.
Suspend a license. So this subject would not speak with me until he recorded me. And his car's not registered, he has a suspended license, and he does have an odor of alcohol coming from his breath. So we'll end up putting him through SFSTs. Just gonna get some data first. It's always a good sign when you walk up to a car and they say the car's not stolen. It's the second one tonight. Hey, what's up?
2778.
Okay, sounds good. I was just trying to give it. It's alcohol. There's a open beer bottle too. Yeah. Okay, bye.
Ready? No, she does remember.
So we have one of our I'm a drug recognition expert. We also have another one that's working tonight. He's also doing DUI enforcement. So he's going to be coming down here to do standardized field sobriety tests as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go talk to him, have him come out of the vehicle because he has a suspended license. So he should not be driving as it is. Just going to check his criminal history as well. See what offense it is. Because he was acting a little weird when he was pulling over. I could notice that he was moving around a bit. That's why I was a little hesitant to approach him. Oh, okay. He's known to police. Affiliate with gangs. That's good.
Folks, share that you are watching. It is Juan. We're in Edgewood.
Javier, my friend. Come here for a second. You have a suspended license, alright? Yep. I have you on video too. Yep. Yeah. And I'm not gonna argue with you. Nope. Come stand for the. The officers clearly stated that
He saw me one play, so that he said that.
Yeah, right here is fine.
Back to the play. He saw my front play. He said that he was up to me. I didn't know
That's it.
who you brought this to.
Yeah, no problem.
Over with S11's going.
Do you have anything on you that's going to poke or stick me?
No,
I just
sir.
see a weighted object right there.
No, sir.
Just put your hands up. I'm just going to pat you down for lessons, all right? Is that phone or something? Yeah. Okay, no worries. Okay, we're good.
So initiating the stop, you saw that the front plate wasn't visible.
Yes, sir.
Massachusetts plate. Yep. You ran it about 3 seconds. Am I correct? So no, that's right.
Well, the plates don't come back to the car.
No, yes, sir.
And there's a sticker on it that says it expired in 14, which is 8 years ago, right?
Yes, sir.
And then the reason I checked is, you know, I run everybody's license when I pull them over, right?
Yes, sir.
Normally, and your license is suspended. It's been suspended a few times, right?
My license ain't to the plate.
No, you're Javier.
You know, but my license is not to this plate.
I know.
No, yes.
You gave me your license.
No, yes, I have.
Yeah. And then when we were checking the bin, there's a clear open container of alcohol in the vehicle, right? You have some slurred speech. You're kind of.
Whatever happened, I don't even know.
Is that the only drink this evening?
Oh, no, I didn't have a drink this evening.
Okay. Just driving around with it?
Yes. This car, I bought it. This is the car I was supposed to sell. So there's probably a lot of things in the car that shouldn't be in the car.
Okay. Like
You know
what?
I mean? It could be open containers, open nips from days before. It shouldn't be in the car, you're right?
Okay. Alright. You know it's against the law, right? You can't have open containers in the car.
I'm aware of that. This
Okay.
is a car I bought. And,
Where do you live right now? You live over here?
yeah, I live on Harriet Street, 40 Harriet
40 Harriet Street? That
Yes, sir.
address on your license?
Yes.
Okay. How many times have you had a suspended license offhand? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
You know? Okay. I mean, you're being compliant and cool with me, okay?
It's not how it is.
No, I understand. Trust me, I understand. However, we're going to put you through some field sobriety tests, and officers on the way here to do that, okay? Because I just want to make sure that you're safe and able to operate the vehicle,
Yes, sir.
okay? Well, actually, you're not going to drive this vehicle like you have a suspended license, right?
Yes, sir.
So we'll work on that, okay? Just hold on with me for a second. You'll be here in a second, okay?
Yes, sir. If you don't mind,
Yeah, you know what? You can lean against the car if you want. Yep. So this kid's he's been arrested for just out of one department. No, he's been charged with. He's been summoned 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 suspended license offenses. So from one department alone. So this will be a misdemeanor suspended license violation, at the very least. Like I said, we'll put him through standardized field sobriety tests, and we'll go from there.
205.
205.
Can you respond to LA Fitness, 190 Hillside Road, for an 06 report that occurred inside the facility?
So I'm just waiting for my backup to get here because I'm gonna also go through his vehicle because he admitted that there's should other vehicles in, other items in the vehicle that shouldn't belong to him, whatever that means, possibly open containers. So we'll go through that. S11 on 2.
S11.
12 for 1, please.
It'll be Ellington.
So again, this vehicle is not registered, not insured. Plates don't match the vehicle, so again, just slap some plates on. Nothing else be in the vehicle that belongs to you, right? That's what you just said. Anything illegal in the vehicle?
I bought this car recently.
Yep.
And
How recent?
I'm not gonna say what's in there and what's not. I had little jobs done. Other than that, I can't see things through a naked eye
Yeah.
and everything.
How long have you had the car?
Probably less than 4 days, maybe.
Less than 4 days?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I hope it's not stolen. I purchased it on Orphan Road. I hope the VIN numbers came back directly to you.
Yeah.
So there's no,
Well, it's
no
not.
problem.
It didn't come back stolen, so that's good.
Well,
Okay.
thank God.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind dealing with men enough.
Yeah. So you just had it for 4 days? Okay. You don't have a title for it yet, though,
I do. Like I said,
or bill of sale yet?
what's going on is right now is I was going to visit my friend. I didn't think of nothing to grab anything, so if it's not in the car, if I didn't present it to you as I should have, my apology.
No worries. It happens. Okay. That's why we investigate to see what's going on. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All the sergeants here, and then you're just going to make sure that you are safely able to leave, okay? Because I don't want to, if you are intoxicated, I don't want you to leave and either stumble into traffic or anything like that, okay? Just to make sure that you're safe and able. Okay?
Folks, share that you are watching. It is Juan. You're watching Cranston PD Live. Thank you for the stars, by the way, on this very cold Thursday night.
This is Javier. Javier was driving his vehicle, and abruptly, rear plate was ran
What happened tonight? I'm not an officer. I'm on my way to a friend's house right next to Walgreens. We ended up crossing his path. He said he saw the front invisible, which caused him to give me a stop.
Okay.
He clearly, I don't know, do you have automatic scanners now on the plates?
Not automatic scanners.
No. Because he pulled me over in like 2 seconds. I literally passed him and he just put it, he's doing his job, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say it now.
Your name's Javier?
Yes.
How many drinks did you have tonight? I can see you're at the...
No, officer, this is the car I bought, so I left. Whatever's in the car, I'm going to take full responsibility. I'm not going to sit here and say, okay, this is just a car that I just happened to drive today. I just purchased it recently, a couple of days ago. So whatever's in the car, like I said, officer, I take full responsibility. It's the holidays.
But did you have anything to drink?
No, sir. No, officer.
You didn't have anything to drink?
No.
Tonight? Nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
Where are you coming from?
Well, I'm coming from my house. I live on Javier Street.
Okay.
And I was just going to my friend's house to record some music. That's about it.
All
Right
right.
next to Walgreens. 2 streets after that, it's after the pizza spot. After that, that's my friend's house.
All right. Listen, because you open containers and you officers observations.
No, I understand.
I'd like to run you through the field sobriety
Yes,
test. You don't
sir.
mind, right?
I don't mind.
Okay. All right. Just stay right there for a minute.
Yes, sir.
You don't have any physical or medical problems, do you?
No, I just suffer. I take medication, but I'm not gonna say I'm medicated now. I'm on the urge of getting a disability. I suffer from PTSD.
Okay.
I constantly think about my past too much.
What's the medication that you're on?
Well, it's not now, but I take fluoxetine and cinidine.
Okay. But no physical problems, nothing that would prevent you from bouncing on one
besides
leg and
being
walking a straight
cold,
line?
me
I
doing
know,
this.
I know.
Okay, sir, you understand the circumstances, am I
Of
correct?
course, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Well, if you're consenting to the field sobriety test, I'm going to have you stand with your feet together, arms down by your side. Okay. You see the tip of the pen? Right here, the top, right where my thumb is. Okay. I'd like you to follow the tip of the pen with your eyes only without moving your head. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to raise the pen up. Same thing, just follow the tip of the pen with your eyes only without moving your head, okay? We don't have enough space here.
Yeah. Want to move them over?
You want to, I'm just going to bring it to the side just to make sure.
I think first. No worries.
Folks, again, please share that you're watching. You're watching Cranston PD.
Javier, you just want to follow me over here? So we don't have a white line, right? Understand, Brandon? We don't have a white line, okay? So I'd like to stand like you're facing. Brandon, it's okay. You can turn around, face me. All right. Like I said, we don't have a white fog line or anything to work off on this street, so I'd like you to pretend that there's a straight line in front of you, okay?
I'm not going to be able to pretend that there's a way in front of me.
What do you mean?
I will try to the best of my knowledge.
Okay, all right. What I want you to do right now is stand with your right foot in front of your left foot in heel-to-toe fashion and keep your arms down by your side, just like what I'm doing right now. Can you maintain that? See what I'm doing? Right foot in front of your left foot. Heel. Brian, right behind you.
Right foot in front of my left
Yep.
foot.
In a heel to toe fashion, your hands down by your side. Just like what I'm doing right now. Can you do that? There you go. Stay in that position until I tell you to begin the test, okay? So as I explained before, we don't have the white line, so I want you to pretend that there's a straight line in front of you. When I tell you to begin, you're going to take 9 heel to toe steps. As you take each step, you're going to count out loud. It's going to look just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so forth.
So should I start with my left?
Just listen. On your 9th step, you're going to keep your lead foot in contact with the ground and using a series of small steps, just like this. You're going to turn around and return another 9 steps. What's that?
My right foot is the first number.
The first step is the first, okay? So you have your right foot in front of your left foot. So as I take the first step, 1, 2, 3, and so forth, okay? Don't stop during the test. Do you have any questions?
So I count 1, 2, 3.
9 heel to toe steps. Then you're going to perform that turn as I prescribed and return another 9 heel to toe steps. Counting out loud, okay? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want you to go ahead and begin.
I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
9 heel to toe steps as you take each step, count out loud. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you go ahead and begin?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yep.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
All right, stop. It was only supposed to be 9 steps, okay? It's okay. It's okay.
But you said to count until you're done.
9. 9 heel to toe steps, okay? So turn around in the manner that I prescribed to you. It's okay. It's all right.
So what should I do now?
Remember that turn I
Officer, you gave me wrong like misconception. You said
I did not give you wrong instructions. Do you remember how to do the turn?
Was it this?
Okay, yep. And return another 9 heel to toe steps.
So what should I start with, officer?
Start with this 1 step, 2
Right
step,
on
3
the-
step. Start taking your steps, your 9 heel to toe steps.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, you stop. You can turn around and face me, alright? I'm going to have you stand with your feet together, arms down by your side. Okay? Just maintain that position until I tell you to begin the test. So, for this example of this test, I'm going to be raising my right leg. When I tell you to begin the test, you can raise either your left or right leg, it doesn't matter. So for this purpose, I'm going to be raising my right leg for this example. You're going to lift your foot 6 inches off the ground, keeping your foot parallel to the ground while looking down at the tips of your toes. You're going to count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000 manner until I tell you to stop, okay? Do you understand?
Yes, I do, officer. I'm gonna try the best of my knowledge because
Brian,
I weigh 100
you got a watch on
pounds.
you?
I weigh 100 pounds and it's cold outside.
What's that?
I weigh 100 pounds.
I know, this is the last one and then we'll be done, okay? Which foot do you think you're going to be raising today?
I don't know, officer.
You don't know?
But I don't think I could do it anymore. It's really cold though.
You can't do this last time?
I could do it, but then I don't want to mess it up because I'm cold, officer. And then it's going to implicate me as if I'm drunk driving.
Yeah. Do you understand? You want me to go over that one more time for you?
Yes, officer.
Okay. Feet together, arms down by your side. When I tell you to begin, you're going to raise the foot of your choice 6 inches off the ground. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to use my
Until how
right
many
leg,
seconds?
okay? What's that?
Until how many
Until I
seconds?
tell you to stop. 6 inches off the ground, looking down at the tip of your toes, keeping your foot parallel to the ground and both legs straight. Count to 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000 manner until I tell you to stop. Do you understand? Okay, which foot are you going to be raising today?
I'm going to try my right foot.
Right foot? Okay, go ahead and begin.
1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000,
Foot parallel, just like
6,
that.
7,000, 1,000.
Foot parallel, just like when I'm done.
Oops. I'll put my foot down, right?
It's up to you.
2, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000,
Keep your foot parallel.
8, 1,000,
Point your toe forward.
9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13, 1,000.
Alright, you can stop. Alright. We can bring it over to the sidewalk.
As you can see, there goes the vehicle and the tow truck. Please share that you're watching. You're watching Cranston PD Live. It is Juan. Thank you for the stars, folks. If you appreciate this programming, you can send stars on this cold Thursday night. We're in the Edgewood section of Cranston. I'll let them talk with this individual. You got a busy night. He's the tow truck operator. I believe that was the same gentleman we saw earlier on Cranston Street.
You did the barrel show? I follow you on Facebook. Oh, you a little fucker.
That's Javier.
It's good to finally meet you, you hear me? Javier, I'm gonna have you blow into this.
One long continuous breath like you're blowing into a whistle, okay? Don't stop until I tell you to, okay?
Here, you catch that, folks?
Take a deep breath and blow.
Blow. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Very good. Stop.
I shouldn't be on influence. That's the goal. I did that test, you know. I hope they can understand. You took my car, the only car I have.
Alright. He's actually a .07.
Alright, good. Right under the influence.
Right on the big one.
Stay right here. I got some stuff I can give you first, okay? And then we'll have you on your way, okay?
Alright. Met this guy, you hear me? I just started following you when the Central Falls thing happened. And I've been involved with you ever since. It's nice to meet him. Nice to meet you.
Meet your Javier.
It's cold out. I was about to cry.
Cold out.
Because you got to understand it's cold out. I'm glad they understood. They did the test. I passed the test.
Very fair with you.
I'm very thankful with them.
Want to give a shout out to anybody?
Listen, I'd like to give a shout out to the holidays for everybody who's going through something. It's all right. Listen, don't let this underestimate you, underestimate your path to goodness. Just accept it, take a deep breath, and just hope for the best. That's all.
Silent, quick prayer.
I appreciate you. Quick prayer.
No, I meant.
Oh, I would have done it.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. It's up to the officer.
You don't mind?
You doing a prayer? Yeah, go ahead. You're good.
The Heavenly Father will come into this night. They got me. But you know what? Luck runs out here and there. That's why it's best to be fair. Cooperate if you have to. Let them understand you. Let them feel you. And hope for the best. In God's name, amen. It could have been worse tonight, you know what I mean? I'm cold. Listen, I don't exercise, so I'm so thankful, you know, because this could have been worse, officer.
Exercising has nothing to do with it.
Nah, it actually does. I'm 32.
On your performance on the field sobriety test?
The last time I exercised, I'm gonna say before high school.
Well, if you remember that first test, I was taking a look at your eyes. It has nothing to do with physical shape here. So.
Nah, I know, officer. Congratulations too. You're starting off somewhere, you know, that's all that matters in life. Start off, get there, no matter how long it takes you, just get there. I run a little cleaning service, you know, and unfortunately I'm going through this right now. Hopefully they don't see this. I clean daycares and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So it's all right to start somewhere, you know. Even if I advise everybody get their license and be legit to do these things, because sometimes if you don't have it, it's gonna affect you getting to where you want to get to. But it's all right because eventually you get that license and you'll get to where you want to be. And no matter what it takes, this is all right. You know what I mean? They're here to protect us. It doesn't matter. Let them do their job. Did his job, put me over. Can't be mad at him. I can't be mad at the Sarge. They're doing their job, man. Like I said, I can't be mad.
It's all part of it, Javier.
Yes, it is. And you got to man up and just let it be, and let life take its toll. Because I'm not gonna say the person above if I'm getting pulled over for this. He got nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? But for people who's doing good out there, pray. Take care of your family. Take care of your kids. Other than that, these little things wouldn't affect you. It wouldn't affect where you're heading. It might affect where you're going, but where you're heading is something different where you're going. Might not make sense, but hey, everybody got their own way of saying heading, going. Sometimes people say heading is further than going where you're heading. You know what I mean? It's life. You're doing your thing.
Hey, listen, you cooperated.
He is. Harriet Street representing. You're on One After Dark.
It's crazy. You got me out the dark.
Shout out to Harriet Street gang.
No, I'm not Harriet Street gang.
Harriet Street.
Happy holidays to everybody here. No
Happy holidays.
No disclosure. It is what it is. Now I'm about to take the city bus. If he be a good officer and let me go, hopefully he gives me a call day after Christmas. Let me enjoy this Christmas and the New Year's. I would appreciate it. For real. I don't know what you got underneath you guys. You got some crazy shit. Armor, long johns.
Just wearing a t-shirt under this.
What? Wow. That's intelligent.
Folks, again, share that you're watching. You're watching Cranston PD Live. It is pretty amazing.
Using the car with him, huh?
Yes.
Oh, he's loving his job. I can't blame you, man. You're starting your own hustle. It's all that matters in life. It takes days you don't sleep, nights you don't sleep, but it's alright because you're going to get to where you got to get to. It's the journey.
The journey, Javier.
It's a journey, I understand. No matter
This is a small bump for you.
Yes, it is a small bump.
Don't let it define you.
Now it's not going to define the character, the person I am.
No. Or ruin your holiday.
Or ruin my holiday. You know why?
They're your friends.
He could have ruined my holiday. But guess what? They just giving me a ticket, letting me go on my way. Even though they towed the car, that's the least thing I'm worried about is getting my car towed. You know what? The car could come home sooner or later, you know, but you get one life, one chance. I'm just cold. That's it. That's why I was strict with you. And I'm like, hey, officer, I'm cold. Everybody takes their coldness differently, you know what I mean? Now I could, you know. Because I only got what? I got this as an under. said he got. Is it alright if I order a lift? Said
Where do you live?
Harriet Street.
Harriet Street. He's just going to give you your paperwork and then you can get those phone calls. Okay?
Yes, officer. Appreciate that.
Have a good holiday.
You as well. Happy holidays. Happy New Year's. Congratulations on your journey. You deserve it.
So this is a citation for unregistered vehicle, no insurance, and you also got a citation for presence of open containers in the vehicle. Okay. This is also a release to appear citation. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a copy of it. I need you to sign it. You have a court date. You have two separate court dates. One's Rhode Island Traffic Tribunal right here, 1/18/2023. The second one is a district court date. Okay, that's going to be on 1/5/23 for driving with a suspended license. Okay, you've had like, I don't know, a numerous amount of suspended licenses.
Listen, officer. Thank you for even giving me a date after New Year's.
Yeah, of course,
So
man.
that matters,
Yeah, I get it. You came close to getting arrested.
I know.
Have you sign, okay?
Absolutely correct.
You came point, a point away from getting arrested, right? So, sign right here. That's the date. If you don't show up, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. Okay.
Yes, I understand.
I think you know you've been through it, right?
Yes,
I
sir.
don't think you want to go through it anymore. So.
No, I'd rather enjoy my New Year's and Christmas. Thank
Okay.
you, officer.
You're welcome. All right, buddy. Put your stuff right here, and you're all
Take
set.
care.
to go.
Happy
You have your phone,
holidays,
right?
all
You have your
No,
phone?
I do not.
Right here. Here's your
Appreciate
phone,
it.
okay? You're welcome.
Take care, guys.
Hey,
All right, good one.
All right, folks, we are gonna. That was something else, folks. How about that? Right in the middle of the arrest, and he starts saying, "Hey, I know you. You're the guy one after dark." My goodness, folks. Good evening, everybody. As you saw, Cranston Police handled it by the book. Fantastic, very cooperative. Good evening, one and all, on this cold Thursday. So, again, thank you for tuning in. This is episode 3. That was different. I want people to know I don't plan to interact, but he immediately recognized me and said, "I know you. I've been following you." So that was different and very, very cooperative. So, folks, thank you for all your stars tonight. If you appreciate this, you can send them. We are going to... We're going to be signing off soon.
I thought this was my bag. I thought I put it in. This is
Thank you, folks. Yes, excellent job. Cranston PD Live. Type that in. Cranston PD Live. We want that trending. Thank you for making this one of the top shows on Facebook Watch. New hit. Share with your friends. We'll have highlights coming soon. And got to see some... kind of interesting.
All right, see ya.
All right.
So, that is impressive. He
Was 0.07.
0.07.
How about that?
Skin of the teeth, but you know
Yeah.
what?
Inside the lines.
That's why you do the test. So,
Yep.
see.
He ended up being very cooperative.
Yes. He but he very much so could have been, because I found a few open containers in the vehicle after doing an inventory of it, and he very much so could be on the way up, not coming down. So,
Right.
and given the circumstances.
Careful one.
Fix this quick.
All right, folks, it's 8:30. We're actually going to sign off. Once again, we want to thank Sergeant Corvesi. Another memorable episode.
Absolutely.
And a great job on that one.
Absolutely.
Folks, Cranston PD Live. Go Patriots. Thank you for tuning in. Share with your friends. This will be on demand, so people can watch it whenever. And we will see you again soon.